Welcome to the nativity ornament. This is absolutely one of my favorite that we're going to be doing. It's so simple and cute. Okay, so here's what we're going to need. We're going to need two blocks that come from the Dollar Tree tumbling tower, basically Jenga blocks, three wooden beads of different sizes, a rusty star, some ribbon and burlap, and a piece of twine. We're going to need our glue gun and our scissors. First thing we're going to do is put just a thin layer, but enough to hold, of glue up the middle of the two blocks and hold them together so they're flat. Now we're going to take the twine and one of the larger beads. You're going to stick a little bit of hot glue in the hole. We don't want too much that it comes out the other end, but we want enough to hold the string in there securely. And just poke it in through there. Now all the way through. And we could put a little bit of glue just to make sure that it's secure. Next, we're going to do the same thing with the other side with the other larger bead. You're going to want to make sure that you can kind of eyeball how long you want the ornament to hang and cut it off now because we won't be able to do that later. We add a little bit of glue to the inside and stick the twine in. Oops, some oozed out. That's okay. Okay, next we're going to attach these to the top of the blocks, that we glued together. I found that the easiest way to do this was to start with a smaller one and put it a little off center because the larger one is going to take up a tad bit more room. So before you glue it down, you want to make sure that you've got some room because before the glue dries completely, you could always move the smaller one over a little if you had to. There you go. Ugh, the strings from glue. Next, we're going to take the smaller bead and the piece of ribbon, and this is where it gets a little fussy. You're going to stick some glue on the ribbon and put the bead in there for the baby Jesus's head. And then you're just going to have to play with it a little bit to get it to look like what you want it to look like. Gluing it down, cutting it if need be. Believe me, I played with this a bunch of times and they all look different. So I tried to get it so that the little holes were covered up. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. Don't be afraid to cut some of the edges, fray the edges if you'd like. The edges are the darker brown are wired. You can crinkle it some if you'd like. Like I said, just play with it until you get it to look how you'd like it. Once you're happy with that, we're going to pick up the burlap and I'm going to cut a little bit. This is going to lay underneath the baby and sort of look like the hay. So you can pull that apart, cut it, trim it up. You'll see that it really falls apart easily. Then we'll stick just a little bit of glue before placing that down and putting the baby on top. And then it's just a matter of trimming it up. Next, we're going to take the rusty star, and you'll see that there's a little hole. I just kind of put the glue behind that so it filled the hole a little bit. And then you can just glue it right onto the string. And there you go. A sweet nativity ornament.